Hello world, it's Rich Fortney here. This is my quest to get on the Alone Show. Hey, today in the next 5 days I'm going to be doing a little camping excursion. I'm going to be down here at Western Springs, down by the Elk River, to practice my bushcrafting skills. I wanted to go over basically the agenda for these 5 days. Day one, I'm going to go over the 5 W's. Basic site selection for your I call it a hasty but it's a temporary shelter, and then go into more where you would pick your permanent shelter. You'd want to pick the same things for both, and we'll go over those 5 W's here in a few minutes. I've got minimal gear. Basically, there's my ruck. Only food that I brought was coffee, if you can consider that food. I was actually going to try to do a lot of fishing and practice those with those lures, but water's really muddy because it's been raining for the last 3 days, but I'm still going to try. Hopefully it'll clear out in day 3, day 4, so we'll see. So I'll go ahead and get started. The 5 W's that you're wanting to do and what you're wanting to look for, the very first one is wind. I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about here. If you look behind me here, I don't know if you can see these branches moving or not. I know this area pretty good, and I know the wind comes from my right to left. It comes up over the mountain down into the valley. It actually comes up from behind. So you want your shelter, the back of it, to be facing the wind. That way it's protecting you from the wind. That's the very first thing that you want to look for or notice when you're deciding where you're wanting to stay. The second thing that you want to look for is a water source. Well, I have a small creek over here. Let's see. I'll try to show y'all it. Back behind me here, there's a small creek just on the other side of that log there. It goes in down to the main Elk River. I didn't want to go close to the Elk River because that creek raises and lowers quite rapidly, because you have rain that's a couple miles from here, but it affects this river because all the runoff, so you have flash flooding. So that's the second W you want to look for, a watering source. And also you want to look around your area for runoff. Like right here, this little spot here I'm on, it's a small little knoll wrapped around. It's almost like a little island in itself. So as you can see, it's not a whole lot of vegetation. Okay, and there's also a game trail on the other side. Here, let me spin the camera around so you can see it better, so you're not just looking at my ugly mug. Okay, on the other side of this log, it rolls downhill to that secondary creek. So there's 2 creeks. So I'm up on like a little island. There's a game trail that's down there closer to that creek, running that way. And then that other game trail runs right through here on the other side of that creek. And it actually goes up that hill. The reason I know that is because up that mountain, about a 45-minute walk or hike, there's a couple hunting spots me and my buddies hunt at. So that gets into, let's go into the next very important W, which is widowmakers. And what that is see this tree right here that is fallen and it's just laying there? That's a widowmaker. That one right there. And you want to look for high ones. Like, I know sometimes lightning will strike and hit a tree, but you want to look around all around you. Make sure there's no widowmakers that will come down and hit you, especially in a windstorm. Because these poplar trees, these softer trees will snap it within a heartbeat. Okay, the next W that you want to look at is wildlife. I already showed you where the trails were, because bears, deer, all animals use the path of least resistance. They will follow those trails. Some bears, if they're scared and stuff, will run into the brush, etc. So won't deer, but you know, for hiding spots. But on an average, if you're just sitting around your camp, and most of the time the fire and stuff will keep them away from you anyway, they'll wander into your camp, especially if you have food. So let's see, we went wind, water, widowmakers, wildlife, and last but not least, you want to look for wood. Okay, the wood is for your fire, for making your shelter. And there's some good down trees here, but they're pretty rotten, like behind me here. So what you would do is you would start trying to look for a lot of good wood. I've seen one pile over here, but I really don't want to disturb this area. It's real close to the National Forest, which is probably two miles away, and this is a good hunting area. However, I know where they've logged, so I'm not going to build my shelter here. I'm going to put up a little small temporary one just to show you it and what you would do, and it's real quick and easy. But I'm going to move to that area. But I wanted to go over these basics because that area that I'm going to, it's not really a good location for building a shelter or a permanent shelter. So I just wanted to let you know that. So let me get things set up, and I'll put up a temporary shelter real quick, and we'll go from there. All right, basically what you're going to need, you're going to need a tarp, a couple of these stakes, just tent stakes, and some 550 cord. I'm going to try to set this camera up to where you all can see it, but I'll have to go back a little ways. So I'm just going to go ahead and do it, and then I'll explain every piece of it. All right, I'm going to take you up there and show you it real quick. Basically, just a quick lean-to to get you out of the rain, store your gear, quickly sleep. Obviously, you want to remove all the brush and leaves and stuff under it. And then you want to get you a nice pile of at least 12 inches off the ground up underneath the leaves. But basically all I did was tie a ridge line, come over here, made a trucker's hitch, tightened it up. Doesn't need to be super tight. And then what I did was I tied prusik to some inner guts. Notice how it won't slip. And all you got to do to adjust it is pull it towards it. Notice how I just did that, and these will slip just to tighten it up. And then you want to do the same with all the other holes up to your ridge line. And then in the back, and by the way, I use the guts of the 550 cord to make those prusik on the ridge line. But in the back, just tie a couple tent stakes with some couple ways you can do it. Notice I did it like this. Then just use the Y branch, or you can do the same thing over here. What I did was I just took a stake, piece of wood, put a little notch in it right up here, and put it in the ground. And that's it. Shouldn't take you no more than 5-10 minutes to actually get one set up. So there you have it. Quick, hasty shelter to get you out of the rain, and also get you set for what you want to do next, for looking around for food and stuff. You basically want to have a small base camp to start with. And what I like to do, and what I was taught in the military, is when you first get into a new area, you want to stop, look, listen, and assess your surroundings. Look at what the animals are doing, the birds. The smaller animals will tell you a lot, especially the birds. They especially around the rivers, they definitely know where the small minnows and stuff are, so that can help you. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and break this down, and then I'm going to move over to where they're cutting wood and timbering, because that way I can use a lot of branches and stuff for the shelter, the permanent shelter. So just keep that in mind, that where I'm at would not be the perfect spot like this area right here. But like I said, I'm not going to cut down any of these trees. That being said, stay tuned. As you can see, I'm on this old logging road, I'm sure is what it was. But the deer seem to love it. Like I said, path of least resistance. Look at that trail going up through there. Pretty cool. All right, world. Here's Rich's safety tip for today. When you're hiking and you run into a log that's on your path, you want to make sure the other side doesn't have a snake or something on it to actually to bite you. So most of you have hiking sticks. You just want to use those to poke the other side. A lot of copperheads and rattlesnakes are in this area. Just Rich's safety tip for today. There you are, Mama. Call me in. Walking up this old logging road, I ran into a mama turkey and a bunch of little babies. Don't know if you can hear them. Just wanted to share. All right, walking up here along this trail, I noticed some pine trees, so I'm gonna go ahead and get some fat wood because I'm gonna need it tonight. All this wood is wet, but up in here, as you can see, there's a couple nice areas. I'll go up in there and I'll get some of this fat wood and take it with me. Sometimes you just got to stop and enjoy nature. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna try one more area. I think I got enough, but that's all right. Can't ever have too much fat wood. Oh yeah. That's a nice piece. That should do it. All right, another safety tip for y'all. See this this fungus here? I do believe that's edible, but I can't remember. So guess what? Don't eat it. That's your safety tip. If you ain't 100% sure, don't touch it, because you're risking a lot of serious illness, and some of these mushrooms and stuff can kill you. So another safety tip, don't do it if you don't know it for sure. Well, change of plans. As you can see, they're actually logging where I was wanting to go. I don't know if y'all can see that way up in there. After I got around the bend, it's like, well, I don't know. I guess I need to stop, look, listen, and regroup. So I will come up with something, and we'll get back at you. Man, they really brought in gravel, widened this. Oh, this used to just be like a four-wheeler trail. Wow, can't believe they got that tractor trailer up in here. Well, that's pretty cool. Important. I'm gonna show my buddies all the wood we're gonna get. All right, since I had to come up with a new plan, I'm gonna go up near the pond and do that. But on my way up, I'm going to utilize some of these branches over here to make utensils, tools that I'm going to need, like a shovel, a little pick, because I'm going to build a Dakota fire and possibly modified rocket stove. That's I'm just up here experimenting, but I just wanted y'all to see, to utilize what nature throws at you. You know, throws you a curveball, you adapt and overcome. So that's what I'm doing. So more to follow. Okay, we're up by the pond, and we're going to go find another spot to for the night to put up a hasty and start getting going. I'll film more when we get up in there. All right, tell you what, there's a lot of flowers out and about on these rhododendrons. So the barrel, I wish I had smell-o-vision because y'all could smell them, but that just means there's bear will be out eating them, deer. So I don't want to camp too close to that, but up here it's hard to get away from that. So see, there's a lot of raw water runoff right in this area. So we'll move on out a little bit. Seeing a lot of down pines, which is good. I'll get that for firewood. Over in here looks pretty good. Yeah, I think I'll use this area right here. I'll put up a quick hasty, and then start figuring out where I want to build tomorrow or the next day. Over in there it looks pretty good. I don't see any widowmakers. There's an old trail, but it's super old. That's all right. So I'll go ahead and start filming after I clear the area and get that hasty shelter up before it rains again. All right, as you can see, I got a hasty up real quick. It took me about, I don't know, 15 minutes. Throw it up and get situated. I started getting rocks. That's gonna be my next priority. I don't want to start a fire up here because there are some pines and there's some roots up high on the ground, so I'll build a fire on top of rocks. Then I'm just going to get a bunch of firewood for the night, go get some water, boil it, and have me a nice I was looking for some of that yellow root and ginseng, but I didn't see any growing around here. So, but I'll have some good water. All right, I got a quick base of rock for my fire tonight. Yeah, I got a horn in case a bear comes around. And I do have bear spray on me. So, but now it's time to go get wood. But first I'm gonna take me a break and get the stuff I need for cooking and all that good stuff. So I'm gonna boil me some water here shortly. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to make a quick tripod. It's really not that hard. You want to have three sticks relatively the same size. You want to have two in the back and one in the pod. It's really not that hard. You want to have three sticks relatively the same size. You want to have two in the back and one in the front, like a triangle. And then you just want to wrap your cord. You don't have to really wrap it like a whole lot, like lashing, because I'm going to show you a trick. Sorry about that. I'm using both cameras, so practicing that. Then just tie a couple overhand knots, and I'm going to show you what we're going to do. Now, all you're going to do is you're going to take one that was in the front, just give it one good spin, and that'll tighten it up. As you can see, it's tightening it. And there you have it. Okay. Okay, y'all get the drift. Cutting wood. All right, world. Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and try to start a fire. These bugs are starting to get bad, so I want to make me a cup of coffee. I think I deserve it. So I'm gonna do it with Flint and Steel and char. If you don't know what that is, it's 100% cotton. You put it in a tin can, you burn it, and it looks like this. Give me a second and I'll show you. Looks like this right here. It's just charred cloth. So I'm going to take a piece of that, get my Flint and Steel, and I've been carrying this stuff in my pocket today, get it to dry out. It's just bark from a poplar tree. So I'm gonna make a good bird's nest. And you just tear it up like so. Showed you this in another video, but I'm gonna go ahead and show you again. Okay. Alrighty. Also, I got a little bit of punk wood, like I told you before. That always helps. But now, I'll get the Flint and Steel, and let's see if we can get this party started. Okay, couple things you want to know. If you want the spark to come up and hit the char up here, you want to strike with your steel. All it takes is one little spark to hit it just right. I'm always smashing my fingers. There we go. Finally got her. Okay. There we go. All this wood has been wet. Just gotta baby it. Get some of that fat wood up in there. Yeah, there we go. Get that piece in there. Just a matter of taking your time and making sure you're giving it oxygen, fuel, and heat. There we go. Finally got her. Okay. All this wood has been wet. Just gotta baby it. Get some of that fat wood up in there. Just a matter of taking your time and making sure you're giving it oxygen, fuel, and heat. Well, that was fun. Start to get a little bit bigger wood. Well, go ahead and put this stuff up. At least that's getting the bugs away. Okay. Well, now you can see I'm prepped and ready to go for tonight. Go ahead and get some of these bigger logs on here, and then throw some water on, and I'll be good to go. Give me some coffee. So, all right then. Well, that'll be it for tonight. Unless something happens in the middle of the night. So, that being said, arrivederci. All right, had to change out a battery. So, but as you can see, I got a little smoldering fire. I'm gonna keep it like that. And that's about it. I'm done for today. Oh, stripped down, only brought 2 wool blankets, but that's all I need. Heck, it's probably still 60 some degrees, 70 some degrees, I don't know. But it's a nice evening, so we'll see. Hopefully nothing will come in the middle of the night, no bears, although we are in bear country. All right, world, I think I've had a pretty good productive day. As you can see, I'm getting my coffee. But I got a lot more work to do. I got to get a lot more wood for tonight. So that's really all I'm going to do. I just wanted to let y'all know it pays to work hard and reward yourself. So with that being said, arrivederci. I just wanted to let y'all know it pays to work hard and reward yourself. So with that being said, arrivederci.